A senior Houthi commander is dead, and the war of words has turned into a vow of vengeance. Yemen's rebels point to Israel, promising deterrent punishment for every strike. Missiles, air raids, naval attacks. The conflict is raging across land, sea and sky. One man's death has ignited a new chapter in a relentless regional showdown. Yemen's Houthi rebels have announced that its chief of staff, Mohammed Abd Al-Karim al-Ghamari, one of the group's most senior military commanders, was killed while fulfilling his duties. While the statement did not directly accuse Israel of carrying out the strike, the Houthis warned that their confrontation with Israel was not over, vowing that Israel would receive its deterrent punishment for the crimes it has committed. In August, Israel carried out airstrikes on Yemen's capital, Sana'a, targeting the Houthi group's chief of staff, defense minister, and other senior officials. The strikes also killed the prime minister of the Houthi-run government and several other ministers. At the time, Israel said the operation had specifically targeted Mohammed al-Ghamari, the defense minister, and other senior figures, and that it was verifying the results. Al-Ghamari was a key member of the Houthis' Jihad Office, led by Abd al-Malik al-Houthi, which oversees the group's military operations. On October 16th, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz confirmed that Ghamari was killed in an Israeli strike, adding,
"We will do the same against any threat in the future as well."
The Houthis have launched several missile attacks towards Israel in recent months, describing them as acts of solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Most of those missiles were intercepted, and Israel has retaliated with airstrikes on Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. According to Al Jazeera, the rebels promised to continue its military operations against Israel, emphasizing that the commander joins the Caravan of Great Martyrs on the path to Quds, the Arabic name for Jerusalem. The group added that the announcement of his death comes amid ongoing military operations against what they call the criminal Israeli enemy. After the Houthis announced the death of their military chief of staff, Mohammed al-Ghamari, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared,
"The resolute hand of the State of Israel will reach everyone who aims to harm us and who sets their goal on destroying Israel." Another chief of staff in the line of terror chiefs who aimed to harm us was eliminated. We will reach all of them.
Israel's defense minister, while confirming the death of Ghamari, said,
"The Houthi terror organization has now announced that the Houthi chief of staff, who was attacked in the powerful strike on the firstborns, in which most of the Houthi leadership in Yemen was eliminated, has died of his wounds and thereby joined his comrades from the thwarted axis of evil in the depths of hell. I visited the Houthi war room of military intelligence and thanked the head of military intelligence, Major General Shlomi Binder, and the other personnel in the division for the excellent work they have done and will continue to do against the Houthis in the future. We have acted extensively against the Houthis to remove significant threats, so it will be done against every threat in the future as well."
Ghamari was appointed as the Houthi group's chief of staff in 2016 after the Houthi Supreme Political Council promoted him to the rank of Major General. In 2021, he became the organization's commander-in-chief, succeeding Abdul Karim al-Houthi, who now serves as the Houthis' second-in-command. Following his appointment, the UN Security Council sanctioned Ghamari for his role in undermining Yemen's peace, security, and stability. The US Department of the Treasury also imposed sanctions on him under Executive Order 13611, which targets individuals whose actions threaten Yemen's stability. The Treasury said Ghamari had engaged in acts that obstructed the 2011 agreement between Yemen's government and opposition groups, an accord intended to ensure a peaceful political transition in the country. Meanwhile, the Houthi forces, operating under the Houthi-controlled Ministry of Defense and General Staff, claimed to have conducted 758 operations since the start of the Al-Aqsa flood campaign, the term used by Hamas and its allies for the October 7, 2023 attack on Israel and the subsequent Gaza war. In a statement, Houthi officials said the total number of strikes had reached 835, combining ballistic, cruise and hypersonic missile launches, as well as unmanned aerial and naval attacks across multiple fronts. The armed forces, they said, stood at the forefront of regional resistance against Israel, described as the criminal Zionist enemy. Yemen's navy has conducted 346 maritime missions, targeting more than 228 ships accused of violating a self-declared blockade on vessels linked to Israel. The operations reportedly occurred across the Red Sea, Bab al-Mandab Strait, Gulf of Aden, Arabian Sea, and parts of the Indian Ocean. The Houthis further claimed that their air defense units have downed 22 US MQ-9 drones and engaged enemy aircraft in 40 separate incidents, including strategic bombers. A total of 57 surface-to-air missiles were said to have been launched, with officials asserting that several aerial attacks were disrupted and hostile formations forced to withdraw. The Houthi-run Defense Ministry concluded that these actions were divinely supported and served as proof of Yemen's resilience and steadfastness in its ongoing confrontation with Israel and its allies.